Welcome back to Ray of Hope, everybody. How are y'all doing? Hope you're doing fantabulous this evening. Got my new shirt on. My thing's backwards. But for those of you that have been following the news lately that live local to me in North Carolina, there was a police chase that happened like last weekend, something like that, where a Hickory Police Department, a Hickory police officer was trying to pull over a guy that was driving a motorcycle. Well, the guy on the motorcycle ran. Well, the officer went to try to catch him on a high-speed chase. He blew through the stoplight, the intersection. In turn, he killed a mother and a child. Now the Hickory Police Department is going after the guy on the bike for manslaughter because he ran. Well, my question is, aren't there police policies that state if the chase will not come to a good end or if it's putting the public in danger, that the officer is to stop the pursuit? Isn't that is that not why we have police policies in place? And that is one of the policies, that if a chase is a mile out, 2 miles out, and it can put the public's life in danger, the police and police officers have been taught to stop. He chose not to. He chose to blow through it. But yet now they want to charge the guy on the motorcycle with manslaughter and the officer with nothing. Yes, the motorcycle did run, but he was nowhere near that accident. He didn't cause that accident, and the officer, the chain of events that caused it, listen very carefully. Now, I back the blue, but common sense is common sense. Officer, cop. Officer, motorcycle, okay? Motorcycle runs. It's all the way out here in left field, mile out. That officer's going 60-something mile an hour, not paying it. Then he comes to an intersection. Well, instead of stopping, he chose to blow through it. Well, when he made that educated decision as an officer to blow through that intersection, he chose to violate company policy and protocol and caused that accident that killed 2 people, including a child. But now Hickory, the police department, wants to charge the man on the motorcycle and not the officer. This is why we need police reform. And you can get mad at me all you want to. You can say whatever, but cause and effect. And that's why the police do have rules. And that police officer chose not to follow that rule. He chose to say, well, fuck that shit, I'm balls to the wall through that intersection. Well, balls to the wall through that intersection and he hit a car. Or he caused that accident. And he ended 2 lives. And everybody that is on the post on Hickory Town Talk and all that, well, he has to deal with it the rest of his life. Yes. So does anybody that chooses to make a decision that isn't the best decision and causes an accident or causes, life-ending things. I mean, he made a conscious decision to blow that intersection. The motorcycle didn't. Yeah, he ran, but it was a non-violent felony. It was a non-violent stop. There was no reason for this chase to ensue. Period. Once he was out of sight. End of discussion. It is known that a cop car cannot chase down a motorcycle. Period. It is known. It's a known fact. And I'm not saying this to, whatever. But facts are facts of the case. And I feel really bad for the officer. I even feel worse for the guy on the motorcycle because they're trying to charge him for something. He ran, but he didn't cause that accident. He was nowhere near that intersection. The officer chose to blow through the intersection. Like, come on. Like, we can't keep letting people get by with things just because they're in positions of power. Do you not understand? People that are in positions of power get by with everything. And when you hold a badge, when you hold a position of power, you are held to a higher standard, whether you like it or not. You can choose not to follow company policy, and that's what he chose, and he got a very bad reaction to not following that company policy. He caused an accident that killed 2 people. And people in the community are like, "Oh my God, how can you even remotely? Y'all just hate cops." No, what I hate is that it's obvious that the cop failed to follow policy, and he ended 2 lives by doing so. And he is held to a higher standard than the person on the motorcycle because he's been taught not to go after a chase that you're not going to get a positive result from. He has been taught that. That has been drilled into his head from training. So the officer made that conscious decision. That's what makes me so mad with people. That makes, what if, like, say somebody was following a suspicious vehicle and they were wanting to make a citizen's arrest and they blew through that light. Would it be the same thing? Would y'all be screaming the same thing? Well, he didn't mean to. He was just trying to get that person. No, you would be saying, haul their ass to jail. They should have heeded the warning. They shouldn't have blew through that intersection. If it would have been anybody else, anybody, y'all be screaming a different story. And I really hate it for the officer. I do. But that's why there's policies in place. Policies and procedures for police officers to follow. And when they choose not to follow them, sometimes there can be bad consequences. And so, I'm probably going to get a lot of hate on this video, and I really don't care. Because I am all for prison reform, judicial reform, and I call it like I see it. The motorcyclist didn't cause that accident. He was long gone. The officer that blew that intersection caused that accident, and he is 100% to blame. And Hickory Police Department is choosing not to hold the officer accountable. And that's sickening and gross and grotesque. I hope y'all have an amazing day. Remember, you matter, you're worth it, and we'll see you later. Peace out.